Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Flicks on the Film Theaters. Now, I'm just gonna say one thing before we get into this video. Do you all remember the show Blue's Clues? If you do, let's watch this video. If not, click off and go to something else.
This is not a dog.
That's what today's video is about. This apparently is not a dog. So, let's see what MatPat's talking about now.
Me right, Blue from Blue's Clues is not a dog. Sure, she looks like a dog,
What is
she
she,
barks
then?
like a dog, but she is not a dog. Get this, Blue is in fact an advanced member of an alien species looking to learn from humans in an eventual bid to take over planet Earth. An alien species that is getting closer to
what?
achieving that goal season by season. And here's the craziest part. This is barely a theory. As you're about to see, practically all of this is explicitly spelled out in the show's canon. So sit down in your thinking chair and think about your impending servitude to an army of canine-themed overlords.
Dude, this is almost
That's
as
alien
crazy
for
as
sit
the
and obey.
Scooby-Doo, being
Hello,
descendant of an
Internet!
alien.
Welcome to Film Theory, the show that's really found its niche talking about the dark lore of children's programming starring puppies. It is a very
Yeah, what
specific
the
content
hell?
category, but we are
Oh, wait.
dialed into
yeah,
it. For
we're
those of
fine.
you who have no idea what's
Still,
going on,
what the
today we're
hell?
talking about Blue's Clues, the iconic Nickelodeon kids show that ran for 10 years between 1996 and 2006 before
classic.
getting revived in 2019. Every episode was an interactive audience adventure as the animated dog Blue and her human companion roamed around their storybook house in order to find 3 clues that would help them solve the episode's big mystery. Honestly, when you look at it, this thing was like the training ground for theorists of the future. Blue's Clues
Yeah.
walked so film theory could run. Along the way, they'd sing
That
songs,
show was
read
part
the
of our
mail, and
childhood
do
as
stuff
you-
like
as
this.
well.
We need our handy dandy notebook, right?
Handy dandy notebook.
Nubby.
You know, the good sort of formulaic that any
Nubby.
kid's
What
show
the
really
hell?
thrives off of. The show was hosted by Steve for 4 seasons, who then went off to college and passed the baton over to his younger brother Joe. Now, in its current iteration, Blue's Clues and You, it's hosted by their cousin Josh, all wearing primary colors, all equally
Oh, look at
oblivious to
that.
the obvious answers that are lying right in front of their faces.
It's on your back.
Does she need to put the bubbles between the towel and the soap and make a bubble sandwich?
Sure, Steve,
That
sure your
is
dog Blue
cute.
wants to eat a
That is
bubble
cute.
sandwich. Try it. See how much dog vomit you're cleaning up out of that carpet. Anyway, Blue's Clues is probably, in my opinion, one of the best kids programs
bubble
of
bath.
all time. If you've never seen it, who taught you how to feel?
I guess I just wanted to say that after all these years, I never forgot you,
Oh,
ever. And I'm super glad
damn
we're
it,
still
man! Don't
friends.
make me
Me
feel
too,
right
Steve.
now.
I didn't forget you either. Who is cutting onions in here? Anyway, now that my family's exhausted
Moving
the
on,
entire
moving
canon
on.
of Paw Patrol and is currently waiting patiently for the new movie to release later this year, we've moved on to
Another
revisiting
one?
some classic
Damn.
Blue's Clues in order to fill the void in our Friday night movie nights. And let me tell you, as I've gone back to this show as an adult, I'm picking up on a lot of small, strange details here and there. Things that
what?
seriously make me use my mind and take a step at a time. And I gotta tell you, it's time to do the thing that I want to do, which is expose Blue's Clues for the alien conspiracy that it is. You see, the
Alright, Matt
colorful
Pat,
storybook
stop
world
talking,
of Blue's Clues
because
holds a
seriously, what the
secret
hell
in
are you
its
talking
later
about?
seasons and spin-off movies. A secret that recontextualizes the entirety of the show. For decades, we've been led to believe that Blue is a puppy. Nope, she is anything but. She is an emissary from the stars scouting out us Earthlings. And our reckoning is coming, friends. So skidoo on
Okay.
over because it's
Blue can do. No, Blue's could do, so you can too. Is that how it goes?
Oh, a clue! A
Been
clue!
years.
Oh,
I
what did you
honestly
say?
don't
You have the
remember.
flu? Sorry to hear that. I've been sick too lately. You can probably hear it in my voice. It's been a really nasty winter so far.
No, a clue.
Oh, you see a clue. Thanks, Slippery. The first clue
Thanks,
is the
Bubbles.
subscribe button.
That's what I
Let's
would
put that
thought,
in our
so.
handy dandy
Notebook!
Wacom tablet. Right. So we draw one long line at the top, a long line at the bottom, connect the two with some rounded lines at the ends, and then we write the word subscribed in the middle. Wait, does yours not look like that? You better
Yes, it
fix
does.
that, otherwise Mailbox is gonna cry. And you don't want to make Mailbox cry, do you? Let's begin in a simple place, shall we? Blue's age.
please
The sheer
move
fact
on?
that Blue is still alive in the new reboot series automatically throws her dogness into question, considering that she should 100% be dead at this point. You see, in the world of the show, there there is clearly
Okay,
a
that's
passage of
something.
time that's established. For the most obvious example of this, in season 4, Steve goes off to college. There, done. Time is not a frozen entity inside this universe. Season 5, episode 29 tells us the story of how Steve first met Blue. At the time, she
look
was
at
a
that.
young puppy, and Steve looked to be about 8 years old, which tells us that they were together for at least 10 years before Joe entered
That's
the picture.
all I
Now, in
remember,
season
though.
2, episode
That's
9,
that
Blue's
noise.
birthday, Blue's cake has 8 candles in it. And we're not talking dog years either. I think we've all heard the general rule of thumb that 1 year for a dog equals about 7 years of human life. So if your dog is
Yep.
2 real years old, its dog age would be about like 14, right? Well, it turns
14-ish.
out the math isn't exactly that simple. Dogs mature more quickly than we do early on in their life. Size and breed also play a factor, with smaller dogs tending to live longer than larger ones. So knowing
Oh,
that,
yeah.
what would Blue's age expectancy be? Well, based on her large floppy ears, she's likely one of the breeds from the hound family. We also know that
most
Blue
likely.
talks a lot in yowling barks and high-pitched whines. This also
Oh
fits
my
with
God,
the
that
hound
is so
group, as
cute.
dogs bred for hunting have a very similar distinctive sound and tend to be more talkative than other dogs because
Could
they
she
had to
be a
communicate
beagle?
with their humans while on the chase. But the thing that actually clinches it is her weight. We know, based on Blue's visit to the vet in season 5, episode 30, that she weighs in at
20 pounds.
which would put her as one of the smaller hounds. In other words, Blue most closely resembles a beagle, giving her
Hey,
a
that's
rough
what
life
I said.
expectancy of 15 years. At absolute best, the record for the oldest dog in history is 22 years, and I doubt that they were as
Damn.
sprightly as our puppy Blue here.
22
So
years
if
and
Blue was 8 at the
52
top of
days.
season 2,
Damn.
and now, 23 years later, we have this new reboot, there is no way that she would still be qualifying for puppy status, let alone living status if she were actually a dog. What's that? Maybe
Ugh,
time
come on.
froze between the season breaks? I mean, you would
I mean, that
think
would make
that, but
sense.
no. Time continued to march forward for all of the characters. Case in point, Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. In the season 1 finale of Blue's Clues, the big mystery solve is that these two seasonings are having themselves a baby named Paprika. It is
Oh, yeah.
really cute. By the
I remember
4th
that.
season, Paprika has become a toddler. 2 years have passed in 2 seasons. In season 4, the family has themselves another child, Cinnamon. By the series wrap,
Oh, that's
Cinnamon is
cute.
still a baby that can barely talk. But hold on. In this new reboot series, Blue's Clues and You, everyone is older. Paprika is a teenager with a
Oh.
smartphone, and Cinnamon is probably around 10, wearing a cool sideways ball cap. The full 21-year
Backwards
gap
hat.
between the original series finale and the reboot hasn't
Whoa,
passed, but it has
okay.
been at least a decade for the characters inside of this world, meaning that
Yeah, that would
Blue
make
is likely
sense.
21 years old or older. That is not a dog who is able to dance, party, and freeze on a single toe. And the lies and the deceit about
Definitely
Blue's
not.
age don't stop there. If you jump to the reboot and watch season 1, episode 11, Happy Birthday.
But hold on, if we think about this though, Blue isn't like other dogs. I mean, as we even saw in the clip earlier, let me find that real quick. Let's see. No, I think I'm too far back. Right about. Dang it, I don't know where it is. But that scene to us, he jumped out of the book cover. So it would kind of make sense for a fictional dog to not age. So he literally jumped out of a book to be with him. So, I mean, that's just what I'm saying. Let me know what y'all think.
Blue, count the candles on the cake. Not only has she not
5.
aged, apparently she's aged backwards. Her cake only has 5 candles, 3 less than what she had when it was her birthday with Steve. The evidence here just doesn't add up. And before you think that maybe this is a new replacement dog, it's not. It is confirmed to be the same Blue from the old series by both Steve and Joe.
Steve! Joe!
I don't know what
Hey,
Blue wants with their
that's cool.
snack.
Let us talk to her. Hey, Blue.
Talk to me.
Got it.
We talked it over, and there's really only one thing to do.
Play Blue's Clues.
So, if it's the same
Classic.
dog 20 plus years later, how can Blue still be alive and kicking? The only
jumped out of a
reasonable
book.
explanation is that Blue isn't a
You know, hold on,
dog.
I'm gonna pause until I find that. There, I found it right here. Season 5,
29
episode
tells
29. She jumps out
That's
of a
the story
book.
of how Steve
right
first
there into the real world. Hold on. She jumps out of the book about a puppy. So it would make sense that she doesn't age like a regular human being or dog because she jumped out of a book. And I understand the whole Blue can do, the Blues could do, we can too thing, to where they can jump through pictures, but they were in the book and jumped out, not in and then out. So Blue wouldn't be an alien, but instead a fictional character inside this fictional universe. Boom! That's what I gotta say about this. Alright, I think we're about back.
Isn't a dog at all. But to prove that, we gotta find ourselves some more clues.
A clue! A clue!
Tattoo? Yeah, I got one on the small
What?
of my back. It's a
No.
cute little butterfly. Why do you ask?
No, Matt, a clue.
Oh, a clue.
Jeez.
And it's on Blue's paw print. Isn't that meta? So why would Blue's paw print be a clue? Well, it's because her anatomy isn't like a dog. For starters, she's able to pick up books with an opposable thumb. You don't have to be a vet or have
yeah.
a master's in animal
is
sciences
something.
to know that dogs do not have thumbs.
they do not?
And yet, on many occasions throughout the show and the promotional artwork, we see Blue holding things, rowing rafts, holding a piping bag or a guitar, all with a big ol' prominent
Yeah,
thumb.
that
A
is-
thumb that is somehow
that's
able to
something.
retract back into her hand. Sorry, let me rephrase this. Blue's whole paw is able to morph and change. Blue normally has herself
Okay.
3 obvious toes as she hops around the house. This is consistent to her design
Obviously.
across all iterations of the show. And yet, when she
We've
goes
all
up to
seen.
smash a paw print on the screen for a clue or during the intro sequence, she grows a 4th toe. And also,
Oh,
again,
yeah.
there's that
Look at
humanoid
that.
monkey thumb that's hidden somewhere in there too. This is not normal dog anatomy. Why has this not raised anyone's alarms before? And the non-dog behavior
I wonder
doesn't
why
stop
they
there
do it
either.
like
In
that.
season 6, episode 8, Soccer Practice, Blue and the gang play a game of soccer. After they're
table's
done, they all
frickin'
sit down to
playing.
share some chocolate ice cream. Yep, you heard that one right. Chocolate ice cream. I think most people know that giving a dog chocolate is basically like giving them poison. But ice
Yep,
cream
they can't
is just
digest
as
it.
bad for the dog. It can lead to bloating
that's
and
even
vomiting.
worse.
But here at the end of the episode, both Blue and her friend Magenta are eating chocolate ice cream.
I thought that was her
Clearly,
cousin.
there are 2 imposters among us, and right now, Blue and Magenta be looking mad sus. Whatever she's doing, she is clearly not a dog. How then can I prove that she's from another planet? Well, just by watching the show. In season 6, episode 1, The Legend of the Blue Puppy, Joe and the gang are watching a blue
Oh.
moon. All of a sudden,
that's kinda
Moona
cool.
the Moon Fairy appears.
I came here all the way from the blue moon to tell Blue about her legend.
As the story
Wait,
goes, on the
legend?
night of the
What
very
the-
first blue moon, a whole litter of puppies just appeared out of nowhere. But one was different from all the others. She was blue.
Her color
Whoa,
wasn't the
what the-
only thing different about this puppy. This puppy liked to read and listen to music.
That is not a
Okay,
dog.
that
is
was
an
kinda
alien trying to
cool.
look like a dog and
Just
failing miserably.
click.
It's also at this point that I should probably mention Blue's other origin story. In season 5's holiday episode, we find out that Blue, again, is no normal dog. Instead, she appeared out of a storybook
Ah,
just
see?
because
That's what I was
Steve
talking
wished
about.
her into reality.
Steve did not have his present yet.
See?
But
That's
he
what I
knew
was talking about.
exactly what he
This,
wanted.
This.
I hope I get a puppy.
Steve gets this mysterious book in the mail from an unmarked package about a blue dog who doesn't do normal dog things.
While the other puppies ate their food from a bowl on the floor, Blue sat at the table and ate with a fork and a spoon.
We're told that Blue wants a friend who can teach her all the songs and stories and games. The book then ends with the most abrupt 4th wall break imaginable.
And then Blue looked up. She had an idea. Could her friend be you?
That night, Blue jumps
Come on
out of
now,
the
that's
book
just
using
meant
the
to be
magical
something
power
cute.
of skidooing, and the rest is history. Now, it would seem like the Blue Moon and
Blue
book stories
Skidoo,
would
Weekend
contradict,
2.
but they don't. In fact, they
I
just
think that's
repeat
how
each
it
other.
is.
They're just the same story being told differently. Blue is a creature that came into being because of the Blue Moon and was immediately different from normal dogs. That much is very clear. And it would seem that one power that the Moon puppies
Okay.
possess is the power to skidoo, hopping into fictional worlds like books and paintings. This is a skill that seems specific to Moon puppies like Blue, who are then able to pass along those abilities to their caretakers who get exposed to her. Notice how shocked
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
is the first time that she skidoos into a world, but eventually they're all doing it.
Whoa. Did you see that? Blue just went right into the picture of that farm. That's so cool. I think Blue wants us to follow her.
And
Whoa.
She's in the picture with all the shapes.
look at this.
Blue just skidooed. Blue skidoo, we can do.
There it is. Blue Skidoo Weekend
This
2.
is my first skidoo. You ready?
The more I say it, the more I keep thinking about Kung Fu Panda.
Anyway, Blue wound up inside of a book waiting for the right human caretaker who would then be able to teach her human ways. But skidooing isn't her only magic power. Returning back to the Moon Fairies and the Legend of the Blue Puppy episode, we see that Blue has an even greater ability.
She was the smartest puppy in all the land. And the legend says that there is something else that made the blue puppy.
Hold on, before we continue on with this, just want to ask, did anyone else kind of freak out when they found out that Blue was a girl? I mean, you see Blue, you automatically think boy. But, yeah, when I first found out, I was like, wait, what the? Now I'm just pretty chill with it. I mean,
special.
Spoiler alert, it's not what
so
you
what?
expect.
She was born with a little golden key. But she didn't know why she had it, or what the key might unlock.
Yep, a mysterious key. Late season Blue's Clues gets to some weird places, man. The TLDW of all this is that Blue is finally old enough to unlock her secret ability. The key, which has been hidden inside her alien dog stuffed animal the whole time, hint hint, opens Blue's magical playroom. Blue transforms into a giant puppet and she can talk.
The greatest thing about your playroom is that here you can talk to your friends.
I can talk to you?
And thus create the first of a
That is
spin-off.
your greatest gift.
No, thank you.
Blue
I'll just go
playroom.
back to the barking, please. What's also
Yeah.
interesting is that time moves differently inside a Blue's room. We can actually see from the clock in the background that each toy box segment here doesn't run as the same time outside of the toy box. The whole thing functions a lot like the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z, where decades of training can get done inside the room in mere minutes of real time. So, is this a similar sort of facility? Is Blue's room a place
maybe.
for Blue to hone her powers of human speech? Seems like the next clear evolution for Blue's species. So if Blue were to harness her true alien powers within Blue's room, what would the fully evolved form of Blue's species look
now
like?
that is a question.
Switch to Verizon
ad.
for just $25.
Sorry about that, just ad out of nowhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to Rainbow Puppy, the newest addition to the roster added as a part of the reboot. Rather than just being one
Okay.
color, Rainbow Puppy is, as you might have guessed, a rainbow. RGB gamer for life.
Hey. Apologies about that, everyone. Let's just say my dad is a strange man. Let's back up like 10 seconds to figure out what MadPat was saying.
You to Rainbow Puppy,
Okay,
the
5
newest
seconds,
addition
that's
to the
good.
roster added as a part of the reboot. Rather than just being one color, Rainbow Puppy is, as you might have guessed, a
of the
rainbow.
colors.
RGB gamer for life. More importantly though, she can
RGB
speak
dog.
fluent
I like
English
that.
and walks on 2 feet rather than 4 like Blue and Magenta. Not only does
Yeah,
this
that's
make Rainbow
definitely
Puppy less
strange.
dog-like, she's clearly a more powerful version of Blue. In Season 3, Episode 11 of the reboot, Rainbow Puppy's Skidoo Adventure, we see that she can skidoo way more than Blue ever could. In most episodes,
you mean?
Blue only manages to skidoo like once, maybe twice, but in this episode, Rainbow Puppy skidoos into Chalk World, the post office, the farm, the ocean, the theater, Rainbow World, and finally Skidoo World. 7 times
now
in a
that is
single
definitely
episode. She is clearly far stronger than Blue or Magenta ever were. And on top of that, she doesn't have an owner. Blue and
Damn.
Magenta both have owners, but I'm guessing Rainbow Puppy doesn't because of her abilities. She doesn't need a caretaker like the others because she's a fully
literally
evolved
have
version of
everyone in the
whatever
world.
alien species these creatures are meant to be. Will the same happen to Blue? Will she soon have enough power of her own that she no longer requires an owner? Absolutely. You can actually see
mean,
the start
that
of
would
it
be
once
kinda
Blue
sad,
unlocks
though.
her room. Joe, her caretaker at the time, is completely sidelined. He doesn't know where Blue's disappeared off to. Heck, he doesn't even learn about Blue's room until we tell him.
There you are, Blue.
Oh,
So, did you find it? Did you find your greatest gift? So? What is it?
this is almost on a higher level than Dora the Explorer
That
stuff.
is so cool.
He's clearly left on the outs.
You know, you two are lucky to have each other. You and Blue.
Wait, so does that mean that
And you.
us, the viewer, are technically Blue's
With
owner?
Steve, it was always about his relationship with Blue, but once Blue unlocks her final ability, Joe serves no purpose. He's not needed anymore. It's all about you, the
Sideline.
viewer, the one who's allowed inside of Blue's room. In fact, Blue is so not interested in Joe anymore that she doesn't even play
Oh,
Blue's
damn.
Clues with him. Joe has to be the one to
Damn.
create the game himself.
You know, I hope you liked finding Joe's clues, because I sure liked leaving them. Maybe we'll play again sometime soon.
We would not.
Okay, that
Joe
is
is an
just-
afterthought. The humans have served their purpose. We even catch glimpses of Blue standing on
terrible.
2 feet in the recently released movie. She's starting to evolve into a higher powered being. She's starting to approach the levels of Rainbow Puppy. In this new Blue's
anyone
Clues movie,
else
we see
worried
Blue's
about
powers
all
to an
this?
extreme degree. She's able to skidoo a whole bus through a billboard to get to New York City. And while they're in New York,
Okay,
everyday
that's
items like a
impressive.
mailbox, mustard, and salt and pepper shakers come to life as Blue walks past. Blue has the ability to create living beings. So
Oh,
we've
now
established
that's
that Blue is
terrifying.
clearly not a dog from Earth, but what's the goal here? Well, after sitting down in my thinking chair to think, think I realized Blue's true
Thinking
purpose.
for
She's
years
training up
on
to become
end.
the next Rainbow Dog. And so what's Rainbow Dog's deal? Domination. In Rainbow Puppy's Skidoo Adventure, we see Skidoo World for the first time ever. The world that Josh and Blue travel between when they skidoo. In this world,
Yeah,
I
that
noticed a
is
few interesting
crazy.
things. One, it's rainbow colored, showing Rainbow's control over this metaspace. But secondly, we see lots of pictures throughout Skidoo World. And these aren't random
There's a lot of
photos either.
pictures.
They all represent different Skidoo locations throughout the series. The planet picture represents Season 2, Episode 4, What Experiment Does Blue
Oh,
Want to Try, where they skidoo
okay.
into space. A jungle is Season 2, Episode 4 of the reboot, Blue's Big Baking Show, where they skidoo
Neat.
into a jungle.
Not
And the
bad.
gingerbread house is from Season 2, Episode 6 of the reboot, Blue's Night Before Christmas, where they skidoo to the North Pole. These aren't just random places.
Okay,
This
that's
world
cool.
holds all the places that Josh and Blue
mean,
have been
that's
traveling
terrifying,
to,
but
and it
that's
holds
cool.
the magic that makes everything come alive. This isn't just a portal, it's a hub world. When any of the puppies skidoo, the power to go there again is stored here in this skidoo world. They're capturing different locations across the world, allowing them to have simultaneous
through
control
pixels.
over everything. Blue and Rainbow Puppy may seem friendly, but believe me when I say anyone that claims to be a dog but can walk, eat chocolate, and have opposable thumbs is someone that cannot
Yeah,
be
that's
trusted.
not
Get
a
as
dog.
far away as
That
you
is
can from
not
Blue and her
good at
friends
all.
because she could be skidooing to a place near you and never ever go into Blue's room alone. They're all just using you. Instead, you should probably just say, "So long, there's no time for one more song." If you manage to do that, my friends, I gotta thank you for doing your part. You
Yeah,
guys
so
sure
long,
are smart.
no time
But
for another
hey,
song.
that's
I'm out.
just a theory. A film theory.
But I can't leave
And
this
if you
video
want to
without
watch the
that.
dark secrets of Dora the Explorer, check out the video on the left.
But anyway, folks, that is where we're going to end of today's video. I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creator and all they do. And I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.